Hello, my name is Emil, and thanks for watching. In this video, I'll be explaining how to buy crypto for the first time. These are some of the topics I'll be covering. How do I start buying crypto? Where do I start buying crypto? How much crypto should I buy my first time? And finally, can I immediately buy crypto? In the description below, you can easily jump to the most relevant topics in this video. So you have some money burning a hole in your pocket and you're looking to make an investment that catch fire, so to speak. But that begs the question, how do I start buying crypto? How can I be sure that I don't miss a step on the ladder to success? As a beginner, this can all seem so confusing, but before we jump out of the frying pan and into the fire, let's take a look at the process step by step. Let's talk about money. If you want to know how to invest in cryptocurrency, this is your starting point. How much money should you invest? How much money can you invest? How do you invest? The questions tend to come in quicker than the answers for most investors, but the best way to make this process easier is simply taking it one step at a time. The first step, therefore, is to ask yourself, how much money would I like to invest in cryptocurrency? Do I want to invest 10 euros or 10,000 euros? Once you've settled on your amount, let's talk place. Step 2 means identifying the where. So choose which crypto service you believe best represents the safest and most convenient place to invest. There are a number of crypto services out there with varying capabilities, yet they all have one thing in common. They are your one-stop shop when it comes to purchasing cryptocurrency. However, if you're concerned about what they are and how they differ, we'll help you unblur those lines in the next section of the video. Finally, let's talk about shopping. The first step represents the how. From dollars to euros to pounds. Conversions are a very real part of our daily transactions, and the same can be said about the world of crypto. We need to convert our fiat currency into cryptocurrency using our crypto service of choice. You don't need to be alarmed at the cost of each coin. Crypto allows you to invest any amount of money into a coin, purchasing fractions of that coin as opposed to the whole thing. We'll detail this further a little later on in the video as well. Thereafter, much like clicking on our shopping cart, we must place our crypto order and pay for our purchase. However, unlike the world of e-commerce, our crypto purchase is available immediately. Just like that, buying crypto is as simple as 1, 2, 3. Now let's take a bit of a closer look at each of these steps, just to ensure that you don't trip on your way up to the top of the crypto peak. Now, before we explore how to invest in crypto, let's look at the best places to do so. Choosing the best place to buy crypto has been made easy, thanks to a number of online crypto services that have been developed. But when you're choosing between crypto services and brokers, there are plenty of resources online to teach you how to buy crypto. A centralized crypto service acts as a middleman between buyers and sellers. They add an extra layer of reliability and user-friendliness to the transaction at hand, and make it easier for beginners who want to learn how to invest in cryptocurrency. Centralized in this context refers to the available online trading platforms. Roughly 99% of all crypto trades take place on a centralized currency exchange platform, and trade volume is naturally higher. As a result, it increases your chance of being matched with a buyer. Conversely, decentralized platforms struggle with liquidity when volumes are low, and they have a much steeper learning curve. There's no support, and so investors have to figure everything out for themselves. Now, if you fancy yourself a more seasoned investor, you may want to look into platforms such as Uniswap, PancakeSwap, or 0x Protocol. Bearing all this in mind, if you're asking how to invest in cryptocurrency for beginners, these centralized platforms may be the quickest way to get started. I'm sure you've all heard the saying, the greater the risk, the greater the reward. But this is only half the story. On the other side, you'd find that the greater the risk, the greater the consequence. This is the nature of investing. It's a trade-off. So the real question is, how much are you willing to lose? It all depends on what you can afford and what you're comfortable with. But you can start with as little as 10 euros. That being said, let's take a look at some of the industry's best practices that may just help you arrive at your decision. First, you need to decide on your budget. How much of your disposable income are you willing to wager? This figure is what is referred to as your investment capital. In fact, most investors would suggest that the best practice would be to divide your investment capital and only use a small percentage depending on your risk tolerance, somewhere between 5 and 30% to be more specific. 5% resting on the more risk-averse end of the spectrum, whilst 30% is a bit more riskier. Of course, you can always elect to invest at your own discretion. However, if you're wondering how to invest in crypto, this is a good yardstick against which to measure your first step. If you're still slightly concerned about making the wrong move, you could consider taking the more pragmatic approach and investing as little as 10 euros. That way you can take a more hands-on approach in terms of monitoring your investment and gaining an understanding of the ebbs and flows of the market. You can also invest in portions of coins to help split your risk over multiple coins. In addition to that, you could consider a dollar cost averaging. This is a strategy to invest periodically, regardless of cost. This helps to lessen the impact of volatility in the market. Some investors will monitor their portfolio constantly, buying and selling as the prices change. But if you're looking at crypto for a long-term investment, then it's best to check less frequently. Simply put, the answer is yes, providing that you have conducted all the necessary due diligence beforehand. As I mentioned earlier in this video, you will need to decide whether or not you will be using a crypto broker or crypto exchange. From there, you will have to create and verify your account with whomever your service provider may be. This may require you to put some personal details in. Next, you would have to transfer money to your crypto service so that you can purchase your crypto. Platforms and brokers offer several payment options. Wire transfer and debit card payment options are the most common. All that's left for you to do is place your cryptocurrency order. Simply enter your ticker symbol and the total amount of coins you would like to purchase, make your payment, and voila! So if you would like to know how to buy Bitcoin, for example, simply type in BTC and there you have it. I'm sure that if you're entirely new to the world of crypto, you may be slightly concerned at this point. After all, the cost of a single Bitcoin would require thousands of euros as an initial investment. Thankfully though, you can buy a fraction of a coin instead of the whole one, much like cutting a slice of cake instead of eating the entire thing. Anycoin Direct has been making the world of cryptocurrency accessible for years, and the sign-up process is quick and simple. Once registered to the platform, you'll be able to pick which is the best crypto coin to buy. There's plenty of detailed information on all the coins they offer to help you choose. When you've chosen the best crypto to invest in, all you need to do next is open your Anycoin vault or connect your personal wallet and buy your first coins. Now, if you want to know more about other topics regarding crypto, check out our other videos here or subscribe to the Anycoin YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.